Against 5 students, stringent action has been taken. 2 students have been expelled. 2 students have been rusticated from the university for 1 year, and 1 student was suspended. All these decisions were taken by the proctor solely. It was not a decision of the proctorial committee. They said they have taken this action for indiscipline activities without specifying the nature of the indiscipline activity. All the students were not provided a show cause notice. They were not given an opportunity to defend themselves. So all these arbitrary notices should be revoked immediately.
It's shameful that the administration has not followed any due procedure in doing this. There were no notices sent to us. In fact, I was not present here for most of the time while the protests were on. On 21st, I left for my home and I returned on 31st when they were beginning to occupy the 4th floor.
Have all been expelled randomly without due procedure. There was not a proctoral committee formed. There was nothing. There was even the teachers that the students are working under were not informed. There were no show cause warnings or the 3 warnings that you're supposed to give. All we have been trying to do is peacefully negotiate. Even this hunger strike is very peaceful. We are all part of this hunger strike. We are peacefully telling the admin to come and talk to us, to come and initiate conversation. In spite of that, all they have done is arbitrary targeting of individual students.
Initially, they started on 13th. They gave a letter on 10th October. Then, the 13th October, they garrowed us and then they wanted the answers immediately. We told that cannot be done. We will have to work out and then we will get to them back. In spite of pleading by some of the deans and some of the faculty members, still they went on garrowing the president, not allowing him to go home. After a long struggle, there were no options left for us except allowing the police to come in and defuse the situation. Though they came in, the police didn't do anything. They only, once they came and then students sat and then they went saying that, okay, you do a general body meeting on Monday.
Over the years, this university has reduced financial assistance for economically backward students. Earlier, there were different slabs of scholarships. The people who came from different countries, because this is a South Asian university, you have people coming from extremely, backward regions, from rural areas, and they need financial assistance, especially living in a place like Chanakyapuri. Merit scholarship is 5,000 and financial assistance is 4,000. Why is there this difference? If a student coming from if a meritorious student requires 7,000 rupees to sustain himself or herself in this university, why shouldn't a person from an economically backward, region or from an economically backward family require 7,000? It's a simple logic that we are asking.
The last financial statement released by the administration was in 2017. For the past 5 years, they have not released any financial statement. And second, if there is really a financial crunch, then use the available resources properly. When a president who is already getting a monthly non-taxable salary of around 8 lakhs, in addition is taking 10 to 12 lakhs as a travel allowance, then you should come to know what priorities are for this administration. So they're not ready to consider students' issues as a priority.
Problem is that the university does not have any transparency. Because of the institution is set up in a way that the Indians cannot file an RTI. We don't know the finances. There is no possibility of knowing anything what goes on in the administrative block. We don't know about the finances. The deputy director finance and the director finance is the same person. So we do not know what is going on.
India is among the other countries can pay more, but other countries also have difficulties in finances. So they all have to decide. Like there we have nothing to say. This all have to be decided by the GB. GB only has to make, because the initial, the financial plan was also approved by GB and SAARC standing committee approved.
When was the last time the GB met?
It met in December 2017.
Oh, 5 years.
Yes. There are due to technical difficulties that is not happening. Now we are trying very hard for convening. In between 4 times our acting president also tried to convene.
So I'm the only foreign student who got suspended among these 5. I studied economics, जो कि मैं पहले ऐसे कभी नहीं पढ़ा था, and I would like to hail the faculty of economics for that. So I got motivated. I scored 8.04 CGPA out of 9. उसके बाद I prepared for PhD entrance. I was the topper of PhD entrance. Then फिर जब course work होता है first year में, उसमें भी I was the topper. Now when I'm coming to second year और मैं जब देख रहा हूँ कि जो काम मैं भी कर रहा हूँ मेरा fellow Indian भी कर रहा है, I'm getting 25,000 rupees. But because that Indian student has access to JRF, they're getting 31,000 and 35,000 rupees. So it starts negatively impacting me. I have been a topper in my life. I'm also a merit scholar from a foreign country. So if you want to keep merit scholars like me in these institutions, the international level incentives should be provided. And right now what we are given, it's not even up to the Indian standard.
We are feeling very bad for the students because they are all our students, but unfortunately
They'll be taken back.
that even now, for example, I will tell you simple thing. We are pleading the students. Today also I sent an appeal letter to all the students. Please vacate this 4th floor, go down. We will talk all the issues, whatever you are having. We are ready to talk. But they are unwilling to go.
After COVID, Afghanistan student didn't get visa, so they are staying in Afghanistan. Only 4-5 of us are here. The rest are all in Afghanistan. So they have not been receiving any stipend, either masters or PhD student.
From December 2020 till 31st August 2021, I was staying outside. And it was too difficult for me to manage with 5,000 rupees paying rent, as well managing my own expenses. As a foreign student, it was too difficult. And currently, those there in Afghanistan, like in Afghanistan, per GB internet cost is 250 rupees. And that there is, the signal will be no 3G, no 4G, it will be just E. Those students are asking them to release our stipend, especially for PhD scholars. It is 25,000 per month. And they are saying there is we cannot send you to Afghanistan, there is this problem and that problem, and while they are asking those students to attend the classes online. So this is the biggest issue for Afghan students especially.
Everyone at home, they have lost their job, so they are not able to finance. And sometimes if I am getting I have some saving, I might be sending them. The same is, it's an individual case which I share with you, but the same is true about many Afghan students who are here or who are in Kabul. They are not receiving stipend.
There is this issue of PhD extensions. The Indian UGC has given a blanket extension. Here the process of extension is humiliating. Even after COVID has affected, this university was shut down for 2.5 years. The longest shutdown in any university in India. It just opened in June this year.
Not even online classes.
Online classes were happening, but how do the PhD scholars do online research?
We told that you please vacate this, and we are not able to work. They were playing loud music. Not only that, we are getting complaints from ministry because they are working from in upstairs. They are giving pressures to us. What are you controlling? Like I am getting pressures from ministry, asking that how you are controlling the students because they are playing loud music in the working hours. Like all our staff also complained here, and even from the ministry also, because they are having upstairs offices. So they are also this thing. So they are going like that. So if you see manhandling, it is in any university. I don't think it happens that easily. Here, the first day itself, they manhandle the president and everything. So they were not at all listening to our instructions regularly, what we are giving.
Definitely, I understand. But the onus of law and order is on the university more. Of course, just
Yes.
they're here to learn. Perhaps make mistakes and perhaps make grave mistakes, but it's the duty of the university to give a chance to correct the mistakes.
We gave a lot of chances in the last, it's not, the protest didn't start last week. It has been going on from 13th October, and they have been having all unruly behavior like garrowing and not allowing the administrative officers to function.
This university is a beautiful project. We think it has great scope because you have students from SAARC nations. All the SAARC nations are coming here, living together, cohabiting in a space, exchanging ideas. The project is beautiful. Yes, there are administrative hassles with the way it functions. Sometimes the Indian government does not agree, sometimes the Pakistani government does not agree. There was a consensus that every 5 years the president will be from a different country. But so far it is only an Indian president who has been here. Okay, every time an Indian has replaced the earlier president. So still, even now, there has... So the problem is, yes, the governing board has not been meeting. But it is the incompetence of the administration. It's not our problem if the governing board does not meet.